We're doing this live. And to set the mood while I wait for people, I'm gonna play Godzilla King of the Monsters in the background. Because why not? Just gonna wait. Just gonna keep waiting. We got Godzilla in the front to just to set the mood of Godzilla. Yeah, that's a good Godzilla roar. Probably one of the best ones. I think it actually might be one of the best Godzilla roars. Well, that's just my personal opinion. Okay, yeah, subtitles aren't on. I forgot what actor that is. Or who he is. Looks like we got 2014. One of my favorite Godzillas. I don't know why I'm watching this, acting like this wasn't my first movie, but you know. There's nothing much to do when you're waiting for people to join the live. It's what I do. I talk to myself. Is that Rick and Morty? Is that Rick from Rick and Morty? I didn't notice that. Mm-hmm. We got Millie Bobby Brown, I guess. Dang, she burned the breakfast. That's the most disappointing thing you could do. I wonder how movies are made in the Monsterverse. It doesn't seem like they can really do much with the whole Titan attacks that happen. Because they can't really control what they do, so what makes it, how would they even do that? Filming movies and TV shows, because that would just be hard to do in the Monsterverse, because with all the Titan attacks that would happen. I don't know, that's just what I think. Maybe they still make movies, maybe they don't. I mean, if someone takes the time to make a podcast, then I guess you can make movies in the Monsterverse. Oh, Mothra. Oh. Yo, what's good? Lefty Tails. It's been a while since seen you in the lives. How you doing? So we are doing a live stream just talking about the Monsterverse because I feel like that's what we should probably do. You're doing good? Okay, that's good. So, for this live, I know I've already said this 2 times, but we're going to be talking about the Monsterverse or Godzilla in general, depending on what's going to be in the mood. I have Hiya Toys Godzilla 29, not 2019, pre-evolved Godzilla to set the mood. Honestly, one of my favorite figures in my collection. Actually, this was the first Hiya Toys I got. Luke's money will return. Yeah. Welcome, Super Plushie. Yeah, maybe I won't. I don't know. Maybe I will have Return on Avengers Doomsday. Maybe that will happen. I don't know. I can't say anything. Maybe I signed an NDA. I don't know. So, we're going to be talking about you seen Kong x Godzilla. Sadly, no. I have not. I would like to watch. I would like to see. Maybe I can do a if they could talk in Godzilla Kong x Godzilla the ride because it's been a while since I've yelled Barbie power as Godzilla. What do you guys think of that joke, by the way? I really do like saying Barbie powers activate. It's a really funny joke that I came up with. I don't know. What do you guys think of it? In my personal opinion, I find it really hilarious. But yeah, sadly, I haven't seen Kong x Godzilla the ride. Maybe I'll see it for myself. I don't know. But anyways, so yeah, once again, this is for Monsterverse. We're just gonna be talking about that. Apparently, it's taking place in between the New Empire and Supernova. Then I gotta see it. Now, my only disappointments with the newer with the Monsterverse right now is we do not have any information on Godzilla x Kong Supernova. Like let's list all the information we know. We've got set leaks. We got to see what the filming crew were wearing, and it hints of a new Godzilla evolution, maybe. I don't know. We also got we also know that Sam Neill, may his soul rest in peace, is what was going to be in the movie. And we know that only one person is returning in this movie, and that's Trapper, which I am actually happy about. I like Trapper. He's actually probably one of my only favorite human characters. Jarla could be coming in November. Actually, I do see that happening. I mean, Godzilla Minus Zero is coming out in November, so it makes sense. Also, that's like the month of Godzilla Day, so, it does make sense. It does make sense. Do you guys want to know about my time at G-Fest? Because it was really cool being at G-Fest. You guys want to know what happened at G-Fest? I know we're talking about the Monsterverse. Yeah, sure, okay. First things first, I met Goji Guy not only one time, but 3 times in 3 days. That was awesome. Also, I got one of the stickers that he usually gives the people, and I put that on my G-Fest lanyard thing because I felt that was the most reasonable thing to do. I got to play Godzilla Save the Earth, Godzilla Unleashed, and Godzilla Melee for the first time. The old version, not the new remastered that's coming out. It was fun. I met this one kid, and it was the funniest thing ever because he kept being Godzilla 2000, and Godzilla 2000 is OP in that game for no reason. And so I picked Orga because I picked Destroya as my main. So do you know what I did? I just kept kicking his toes, and I gained the nickname the Toe Kicker. because Orga apparently kept kicking Godzilla's toe, and there's actually an animation of Godzilla holding onto his foot because he got his toes kicked. That is hilarious. Sounds cool. Yeah. I think my favorite part was probably getting all the super cool things that I got. I will say this, my most favorite thing that I got was, oh dang it, the Sprite. Not the Sprite, anyways. My favorite thing has to be the Hiya Toys 1991 King Ghidorah that I got. One of my new favorite things in my collections and one of my favorite things that I've gotten. This was good. This was cool. I like them. I like them a lot. The detailing is amazing. Golden Noodle. Yeah. I really like this guy. It makes me excited for the Hiya Toys Destroyer. Oh, yeah, I also bought... I don't think you were... Yeah, you weren't there for that stream, Lefty, but I did a stream where I painted the SH Monster Arts Godzilla Evolved to make a supercharged Godzilla. I wasn't really happy with the decision of maybe getting the SH Monster Arts Evolved Godzilla because, you know, that guy cannot look up. I mainly got it for the posability, but it still does not make me prefer the... It does not make me prefer it over the Hiya. The Hiya will still be my favorite. But yeah. I also got the Bandai Bagan and the Bandai Destroyer Agra. That was pretty cool to find. I also found a Bandai Void King Ghidorah. And by the band, like, that was actually a pretty cool find. It was probably the first thing I bought. I also found, like, the 2023 Megalon from the Gemstone short there, but I didn't get it because I didn't have enough money for it. I also got to eat at a Denny's for the first time. Yeah, it's not that bad. I didn't really enjoy the fries that much, but their fries are good. I guess it's fine. It's a good place to eat it. I was kind of disappointed that they didn't have waffles, though. I mean, I'm a pancake person forever, but still. I mean, waffles are good. Reminds me of when SH Monster Arts got backlash from the GXK line. Oh, yeah, I hate that line. I really hate that line. In fact, that's a video that's going to come out very... I haven't worked on it, but it's a video that's going to come out. I have a lot to say about the GXK line. I have a lot to say. Especially about Shimo. In fact, most of the criticism will probably come from Shimo. I just do not like the way they made her. They ruined her. But yeah. Yeah. We also got reveals of the SH Monster Arts con was straight lazy. Yeah, it was. It really was. Like, they didn't really do that much. I really hate it that Hiya Toys is the only company that's actually willing to make accurate versions of the Monsterverse. And they actually do tackle the Monsterverse, too. They really do tackle the Monster. We got Hiya Toys made Behemoth, the Mudos, Skullcrawlers, Tiamat, Scylla. I'm thinking, and the Queen Mudo. Like, they made those guys. Why didn't the Monsterverse make them? No, why didn't SH Monster Arts made them? Because you'd think, like, they made Scar King. SH Monster Arts Scar King is... Oh, yeah, he's even worse. I hate that guy. I hate the SH Monster Arts Scar King. I think I said this a while ago that I didn't like Scar King in the movie. But I don't know about you. I've kind of gained more respect for Scar King, kind of a little bit. Not that much, because I still think he's kind of a bum. I feel like they hyped him up way too much. I feel like it could have been better. I actually found this out a while ago, but apparently in the teaser, Scar King is more buffer in the teaser than in the movie. Like, why didn't they design him like that? I don't know. I think Scar King could have been a great villain if they just, you know, put more effort into him. But yeah. I mean, that's just how it is. With, yeah. I do say he is one of the most expressive villains in the Monsterverse, which is something good. No, dang, which is something cool. But I will say, so far, I feel like maybe Destroya might still somehow be the best. Now, who do you think is the best MonsterVerse villain? I would probably say it's Destroya. No, Ghidorah. It's probably gonna be Ghidorah. But I think there's some monsters that are probably contenders for the best MonsterVerse villain. Like maybe Mechagodzilla. I think a Mechagodzilla gets trashed on a lot. Shimo was just hyped for... Shimo, I was just hyped only to get 4 minutes of screen time. Yeah, I hope when Supernova comes out, she gets more screen time. I liked Shimo. It was disappointing for me. Shimo was definitely one of my favorite monsters out of that film. In fact, she's my favorite monster in general. In the Monsterverse, she is my favorite monster in the Monsterverse. I have actually two favorites. I have Destroya is my favorite monster in Toho movies and Godzilla movies in general. And as for the Monsterverse, Shimo's my favorite. Shimo's my favorite Monsterverse monster. Kind of like how 2014 will always be my favorite Godzilla. I don't care what people say. I don't care if they say the movie is bad. I still love it. I still love the movie. Probably because I grew up with it, so that's probably just me nostalgia talking. But no, I like the movie. And I like 2014 Godzilla. I mean, I will say I probably like this design for Godzilla better, but 2014 will always have a special place in my heart. Monsterverse Godzilla in general is just my favorite design for Godzilla. I'm also, going back to Haya, I'm thinking about getting the Haya Toys GMK. I don't know. That's just what I'm thinking about doing. I'm also thinking about maybe get the Kiryu Goji. I only liked the Monsterverse first 3 films for the Monsterverse. I guess that makes sense. People have their specific opinions on it. I like the Monsterverse in general. Mainly probably because they're just, they're kaiju movies. You're not really going to get the best storytelling. They're not like Oscar-winning performances like, Godzilla -1. But, as long as you're having fun, and as long as you can enjoy them as, like, a fan. Like, sometimes I rewatch the new Empire just because it's, like, kind of fun to watch. It's dumb fun. It's dumb fun. It's basically a buddy cop movie, but with Godzilla and Kong. But anyways, let's actually talk about the Monsterverse. We're gonna... First of things first. I don't know if... It's pretty much kind of confirmed that Godzilla's probably gonna get a new form for this movie. Because the filming crew shirts got leaked. And it shows that Godzilla's gonna look more beefier. And it's gonna get, like, longer arms, and he might be purple. I don't hate that idea. I think I like it. But I just don't know how to feel for that as, like, a Godzilla design. Godzilla says he never hits a woman. Meanwhile, Scylla, Tiamat, Titan X, Female Muto, Shimo, and Muto Prime. Yeah. Also, apparently the Muto Prime has actually been confirmed to be canon. So that's nice. But my most favorite thing to be confirmed canon has to be Methuselah. Methuselah will always be my GOAT. I don't care. I think he's a little underrated. And another thing, I kind of... Okay, don't tell this to the Behemoth fans, but I think Behemoth is a little overrated, okay? I don't know. In my personal opinion, I think Behemoth is a little overrated. Like, these guys were, like, hyping him up as, like, one of the best monsters of all. I remember when... Agreed. Yeah, exactly. I remember when the King of the Monsters came out, and, like, Behemoth was, like, one of the most hyped Godzilla... Like, one of the most hyped monsters in the Monsterverse. Meanwhile, Godzilla Dominion comes out, and Amulok breaks his tusk, and he walks away like a little baby. Like, I don't know why people were hyping him up if he got easily defeated by Amulok. Amulek doesn't even have a... It's actually been confirmed. Amulek doesn't have a body, and his weakness is a specific music. It's not like any type of loud sound. It's just a very specific music. I forgot the name. And he was defeated easily. He's not even willing to beat Godzilla. Like, so yeah, Behemoth is kind of a little overrated. Another thing I will say, this is kind of a spoiler for my Godzilla what ifs. For the first episode, just start playing with, yeah. Anyway, so like the first episode, yeah. So the first episode of Godzilla What If, I think I've already shown this off. I don't know if you know this, but it's gonna be, What If Mechagodzilla 1 for the Monsterverse. This is gonna be a little spoiler. I don't know if you want to hear the spoiler. It depends if you want to hear the spoiler, if you want to wait till the episode comes out. Sure, go ahead. Okay, Behemoth is gonna be in the episode. He's gonna die instantly. Like, you know that scene in Invincible Season 4 where Oliver's, like, breathing for air and, like, Conquest just comes from the back? Yeah, think of that, but Conquest actually did manage to get his hands on Oliver, and, yeah. And, newsflash, Mechagodzilla is gonna rip Behemoth's spine out. Yeah. That's the only spoiler we're gonna get. Because there's no way... Yeah. There's no way he's gonna beat Mechagodzilla. In fact, I'm actually convinced that Mechagodzilla could have beaten Godzilla and Kong if he probably wasn't toying with them. Like, if Mechagodzilla didn't just, like, blast at Godzilla in the face already before Kong came in, or maybe... Like, he had Kong where he wanted him. Mechagodzilla had Kong where he wanted him when like, Kong was, like, holding him by the tail. You could have just... Mechagodzilla could have either shoot a missile out or shoot his, like, proton scream at Kong, and Kong would have been dead, and then Godzilla would just kill him. No, he would have just killed Godzilla. Like, I'm convinced Mechagodzilla could have beaten Godzilla and Kong. It's just that the plot armor was on their side. But that's the thing about Godzilla What Ifs. Plot armor may or may not be on your side. You know, sometimes the narrative will be against you. Yeah. Oh, yeah, as for other things I want to do, we're gonna get an Anguirus animation. I don't know if you know this, but a long time ago, I think last year, forgive me for this, but Godzilla should have been amped. Yeah, probably, maybe, I don't know. Probably. But anyways, a while ago, like last summer, like last year, I made a Anguirus animation where Godzilla's talking in the Kong. Kong finds, like, a cave painting of Godzilla and Anguirus fighting King Ghidorah. He's like, hey, was he your pet? Godzilla's like, no, he was not a pet. And he was like, he was my friend. And it's just, it kind of shows bits of a fight between Anguirus and King Ghidorah. Basically, what that is going to be like, it's just going to be like that, but full on. I'm thinking that this would kind of take place after the Kong animation that I made a couple of days ago with that was in honor of Kaylee Hoddle. May she rest in peace as well. That honestly hurt, man. Like, that was sad. It especially makes you wonder the future of the Monsterverse, because I looked it up. She isn't confirmed to return in this movie, in Supernova. It makes you wonder what's gonna happen. Like, there's two things the Monsterverse could do. It's either recasting, but I think that would just be worse. Or they can just, like, imply... Like, they can do, like, an impliement that she's not around. Honestly, I think that's just for the best if that's what they do. Sup? Hello, Morgira. Morgira so legendary. But yeah, I don't know how they're gonna do Gia in the Monsterverse. Either they confirm that she's dead or new account. Nice. Either they just confirm it or recast. But honestly, I hope they don't do a recast because no one can play Gia like her. Maybe a memorial. Yeah, maybe a memorial. I think it's best if they do a memorial. I think that's just for the best if they do that. Another thing, I think I should probably talk about what I want to see them do in the Monsterverse. After Supernova, Godzilla and Kong should be separate. I don't care. I don't care how many Godzilla versus Kong fans there are. I think they should be separate for a while. Like, yeah, sure, they can cross over a little bit, but that's like until we get like a little more movie. Thank you. Exactly. Yeah, exactly. I think they should just be separate for a while. Like, when was the last time the Monster vs. Godzilla had his own solo project besides Monarch Legacy of the Monsters? And even then, in Season 2, he shared it with Kong. Kong was somehow the center of Season 2. Yeah, yeah, 2019. Yeah, exactly. The last time we had a Godzilla solo project was in 2019. Yeah, exactly. So, here's what I think they should do. Godzilla and Kong can have solo movies, and we can probably get other solo movies involving other monsters, and then we can like see Godzilla and Kong crossover again. Actually, I have a pretty interesting pitch for a Godzilla versus Kong movie in a way. You guys want to hear it? You guys want to hear for this my pitch for a Godzilla versus Kong movie, or X Kong, depending on what you want to call it. You guys want to hear this pitch that I have? It's a doozy. It's a doozy. It's a real doozy. Bet. Okay, nice. Yeah. So we have Godzilla versus Kong, like GVK. Then we got Godzilla X Kong, GXK. We got Godzilla X Kong New Empire. What if we had Godzilla X Kong Civil War? Think about it, because I think I remember like a while ago rumors involving like zombie kaiju. Like there would be like zombie kaiju of like involving like cybernetic enhancements, or like kaiju would get revived as cyborgs or something. I don't know. It was involving like Tiamat's DNA or something. And like half of the plot that I saw from that was that humans would turn against the Titans, and Godzilla and Kong, they would feel betrayed. Well, mostly Kong would feel betrayed because he trusted humans, and like they would have to fight against the humans, and like the plot would be humans versus Titans. And Monarch would like get taken over by the government because they believe that they can't handle Titans anymore. And maybe, just maybe, the humans make a weapon, a bioweapon, to try to defeat the Titans, but it gets so bad that the humans have to team up with the Titans. And let's just say, I was thinking the monster that they could team up against could probably be Hedorah, because I think Hedorah will work best as a bioweapon made by humans. And, Godzilla versus Kong, Godzilla and Kong and the humans, they would have to fight against Hedorah. And there you have it. That is my pitch for a Godzilla movie, and you get to see the peace sign that's barely there. They start calling Titans racial slur. Oh, what would a Titan racial slur even be like? Like, what would that even be like? Like, hey, you, like, what would you... Yeah, I don't know. Azelian arc, dimensional tide. I mean, I guess that could work. It actually reminds me of, how would they even do aliens? Because the only sort of alien we have in the Monsterverse is King Ghidorah. And I guess Space Godzilla. Makes you wonder how they're going to do Gigan. I would really love to see Gigan return. It's been a while since Gigan was in a movie. I don't know. And here's a big question. Who do you guys think is going to be the villain of Godzilla Minus Zero? Because, the director said he wants Godzilla to fight another monster. Me, personally, I think it might be Hedorah because it just makes sense because the director said he wants it to be Hedorah. King Ghidorah. Honestly, I would be disappointed if King Ghidorah was in the movie. I felt like we've seen King Ghidorah enough of this era. I think he needs to take a little break. I think we need other Godzilla monsters taking the seat for a while. But hear me out. Okay, nah, we need King Caesar in the Monsterverse. Oh, I would love to see King Caesar in the Monsterverse. But as for like Godzilla Minus Zero, I would be disappointed to see King Ghidorah. I mean, I would like to see King Ghidorah, but I would be weirded out because it just doesn't really make sense. Because the Godzilla Minus Zero universe is a little more grounded. Like, yeah, sure, we have the whole like big lizard attacks the city with laser breath, but I don't know. King Ghidorah just doesn't really make sense. Besides, we already have we already have a Godzilla Minus Zero King Ghidorah for Godzilla the Ride. It's a pretty good design, but I don't know. I just don't think King Ghidorah should be in the movie in Godzilla Minus Zero. He just doesn't work. Baragon. I mean, I guess... I just think it might be Hedorah. It just makes more sense. I mean, first movie was about nuclear war. Second movie could be about pollution, you know? You hear what I'm saying? I don't think it's going to be King Ghidorah. And no, I do not think they're doing that whole Spider-Man No Way Home thing where they're just going to edit something a part of the film and be like, oh, you thought the gravity scene was blue. Nah, it's yellow. I don't think they're going to do that. If anything, I would just be disappointed to see King Ghidorah. But I would think it's cool. I just wouldn't really care to see it because I just don't think he works in the universe. And I especially do not think it's going to be a Gravity and Gearus. I just don't think Gravity and Gearus makes sense. Gravity Gearus, okay, yeah. Toho looking to need to make Godzilla more scary. Talking inspiration from Analog Horror. I forgot I was making a Godzilla Analog Horror. I mean, I remembered, like, earlier today, but I just kind of forgot, like, oh, yeah, right, I forgot I was making Godzilla No Survivors. I mean, I'm still working on the universe and the lore. But, yeah, I just don't think Gravity and Gearus makes sense, you know what I'm saying? I meant to say Loki. Oh, okay. Yeah. And I know what you're thinking. If those of you that saw the community post of me asking if Anguirus should have energy-based weapon powers, and you guys would probably be like, oh, but Lucas, you asked if Anguirus should have energy-based weapons. Well, technically, that's different from gravity powers. I mean, when I'm thinking about energy-based powers, I'm thinking of, like, like an energized punch, kind of like something like like Mega Kaiju from Pacific Rim Uprising. Also, brute force is better for Anguirus. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking. Also, I just want to say, I've watched the Pacific Rim movies, both Pacific Rim and Pacific Rim Uprising. I'm going to say this. I don't think Pacific Rim Uprising is a bad movie. I don't think it's 100% a bad movie, okay? Like, I admit it has problems. Imagine we see Monster X Return of the Monster. Oh, that would be goated, but yeah, thank you, bro. Okay. But yeah, I don't think Pacific Rim Uprising is as bad as everyone says. I watched it. I actually enjoyed it. I thought I had a good time watching it. But I could see why people don't like Uprising, especially, since the first one was good. But, no matter what people say, it's gonna be canon. It's canon to the universe. No matter what you say, it is canon. My only disappointment is that Pacific Rim the Black is not canon. Because I actually liked watching Season 2, and I was around Season 2 when they confirmed that it's not canon. I was disappointed. Like, honestly, I'm kind of not... I'm probably not going to watch it since it's not canon, since it won't do anything. But I'll probably still watch it. I'll just be disappointed that it's not canon, because I liked Season 1. Pacific Rim the Black is a bit of a sleep fest for me. I mean, yeah. I liked Copper Bottom. He was a pretty cool Titan. No, Kaiju. He was a pretty cool Kaiju. I liked him. But yeah. Yeah. And you know, a monster that I think could work in the Monsterverse. I know I kind of a Mogira in the Monsterverse for real. Yeah, I know you would like that. Honestly, I think Mogira could work. Oh, what if she's in Supernova? That would be cool to see in Supernova. I mean, as much as I would like to see Jet Jaguar, I would probably like to see Supernova since, you know, Godzilla X Kong Supernova is kind of like Godzilla versus Space Godzilla, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, yeah, exactly. Like Mogira and Godzilla X Kong Supernova. Come on, like, it makes sense. It just makes sense. You know, it's kind of weird to think about, like, how many Godzilla monsters are technically not Godzilla monsters. Like Rodan, for example, and Mothra, they originated from their own movies. Manda also came from another movie. Baragon came from Frankenstein versus Baragon. Mogira was from the Mysterians. It's kind of funny to see how most Godzilla monsters aren't really Godzilla monsters because they're kind of just taken from other Toho films. Like Gorosaurus, he's a King Kong monster. Honestly, if Gorosaurus fought King Kong in the Monsterverse, if they had him in the Monsterverse fighting Kong, I would not be disappointed because it just, you know, makes sense. He was a King Kong monster before he was a Godzilla monster. It just, you know, it just makes sense. Yeah. Another monster I think could work in the Monsterverse is Megalon because I think he could make the Hollow Earth portals, and also Mogira. I know you're about to say, oh, but he's an alien king. I saw your comment about that. Um, yeah, he's not an alien. Megalon is not an alien. He's from Earth. Yeah, sort of though. I mean, not really. I mean, crossing over. Not gonna lie, Batra needs to arrive in the MonsterVerse just. Honestly, I think Batra would probably. I think Mothra would probably make Batra more mad because, you know. Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Okay. I would like to see Batra too. I think he's actually kind of underrated. Yeah. Oh, that reminds me. I heard the Mothra movies are in on Netflix now. I'm probably gonna watch the trilogy. I've been meaning to watch the trilogy. I think I've watched half of Rebirth of Mothra 1, but I just didn't get a chance to finish it because my free trial was over. Yeah. Also, no matter what you guys say to me, I will think that Rebirth of Mothra is canon to the Heisei era of Godzilla. I do not care. Batra Society. Yeah. Yeah. But yeah, I think the Rebirth of Mothra trilogy is probably canon to Heisei Godzilla. I mean, the only thing's different is that Ghidorah is a space monster and not a man-made monster. But, you know, I still think it is. It is, yeah, yeah. Oh, it is canon? Oh, that's nice. Yeah. How would Batra and the Monsterverse be like? Like, what would happen? Mika is in the movies. Oh. I don't know who Mika is. I didn't really watch that much of the Heisei movies. Well, unconfirmed to be canon. Okay. I haven't really watched that much of the Heisei movies. I've watched Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 2. I've watched half of Godzilla vs. Space Godzilla. I didn't get to finish it yet. I can't remember if I watched, Dang, I think I've only watched, but it's definitely canon, yeah. Dang, I think I've only watched Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 2. That's a disappointment. Yeah, I haven't really watched that many of the Godzilla movies, despite me being a Godzilla fan. And I know you guys are about to call... Do you think a hero Mechagodzilla is better than a villain? What? Godzilla vs. Destroyer was sad. Yeah, okay. You think a hero Mechagodzilla is better than a villain Godzilla? Honestly, Mechagodzilla could work as a hero. Oh, actually, fun fact, the Kiryu Saga was originally going to have 3 movies. And, like, after Godzilla Final Wars, they were planning on making a Kiryu solo movie. But they didn't do it because Godzilla Final Wars did not do that well. Honestly, I wouldn't mind to get a Kiryu movie. In fact, a Mechagodzilla solo movie would be awesome. I wouldn't mind to see a Mechagodzilla solo movie. But yeah, when it comes to Mechagodzilla, it's pretty neutral for me. I think both worlds are pretty cool. I will say this: my favorite Mechagodzilla has to be Monsterverse Mechagodzilla. I don't care. Requiem is a perfect part of the soundtrack. I haven't heard its Requiem, but I'll probably listen to it. But yeah, I like Monsterverse Mechagodzilla. What? Yeah. Yeah, I like Monsterverse Mechagodzilla. I think I don't really think it's a bad design as what people are saying. Like, yeah, he could look a little more like Monsterverse Godzilla, but yo, he's gonna need longer arms if he's gonna fight some of the monsters. In fact, he looks pretty scary too. Like when I first saw him, like dan. Not a bad design, but he's pretty poor. Wait till you see what they were originally planning him to do. Spoiler alert. He was originally gonna split his tail into a shield. Not gonna lie. What if Monsterverse gave other Titans their own films? Yeah, I know. I would like that. A Mothra movie could work. I don't know if a Rodan movie could work. I think a Rodan TV show could probably work. As much as I love Rodan, I have to admit he is a fraud. He's kind of a bum in the Monsterverse. It's kind of disappointing because I like Monsterverse Rodan the most. Rodan movie could work, though. Yeah, I mean, it could. He did get a movie, so yeah. The real question is, who would he fight? I mean, I have a pitch for a Rodan project. It's more of like Rodan would be worshipped as the fire demon, probably by ancient Aztec people, because I don't know. I think the Aztecs could work. It could show how Aztec and Maya people suffered by him. Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm thinking. Oh, he could fight Manda. Because Manda's like a water monster and fire is the opposite of water. Manda, that would be cool. That would be cool. And honestly, I think a Rodan project could work. Manda's more Chinese based. Yeah, but it could work. It could work. Rodan could fight Manda. I wouldn't mind seeing this two fight. Actually, I will hint at a future project of mine called The Ultimate Universe. I will not explain much about it. Basically, think of DC's Absolute Universe, but with Godzilla. To this day, King of the Monsters is my top one. I guess that, yeah. I don't hate King of the Monsters, but it's not my favorite Monsterverse movie. I like it. In fact, before this stream happened, I was kind of watching it just to wait for everyone, but yeah. So basically, the Ultimate Universe is kind of like Godzilla, but with Absolute Universe, you know, like DC's Absolute Universe. Let me just tell you, Rodan, in that universe, King of the Monsters is only good for the fights. Yeah, probably. But, yeah, anyways, Monsterverse, no. The Ultimate Universe Rodan, he will deserve the name Fire Demon. I don't know about you guys, but I tend to go over-exaggerate when it comes to Godzilla projects. And, the Ultimate Universe will be my best example of over-exaggerating things. Because, just like King of the Monsters, Rodan is going to fight Mothra. And Mothra in the Ultimate Universe might kind of be like an angel for the heavens, you know what I'm saying? And Rodan's like the fire demon and stuff, you know? So, yeah. As for when the Ultimate Universe will come out, it'll probably come around the same time as What If. I will say What Ifs and the Ultimate Universe are going to be kind of similar to how Goji Guy does What Ifs, and they're just going to be like videos explaining what would happen. It's just me narrating it. I don't know if it's that cool though, but you know, it's what you got to do, you know? I'm not planning on like having big animations for it, but you know, maybe some animation moments in there. It depends if I have time for it. It depends if you guys like that. Do you know YouTube just got rid of the dislike button on short? Yeah, I know they did that. I already knew they did that. I scroll on YouTube Shorts pretty much every day. I don't know if you guys know this about me, but okay, probably Lefty Tails knows about this, but I procrastinate a lot. Like, I say the plush videos are easier to do when it comes to content. Same, yeah. When it comes to plush videos, I say they're the most easiest to do because I'm in real life and it's not like an animation. But dang, I procrastinate those through too. Not gonna lie, when what Supernova shows the Monsterverse is coming to an end since Space Godzilla is making to his arrival. I don't think the Monsterverse is making its end. I think the Monsterverse will probably go on for a long time because Godzilla is a very expensive brand. Not really. Yeah, I don't think the Monsterverse will end. I don't really think the Monsterverse will end. I think it'll keep on going for as long as it makes money. The only thing I will say is I like the fact that Warner Brothers technically does not own the Monsterverse. Legendary owns the Monsterverse. Dude, if Warner Brothers owns the Monsterverse, it would be done. They could barely handle the DCEU. I don't think they would handle a Godzilla cinematic universe. Also, I don't know why, but the Monsterverse doesn't feel like a cinematic universe as much as it used to. Like, a cinematic universe is a shared universe. So, Legendary is a segment. Yeah, I know. I know. But, yo, bro, love watching your lives. Some of your videos sometimes also look like... You look like Chowder from Monster's House. Yeah, I feel like that's a rude statement, man. Yeah, that's rude. The silence. Yeah, I know, the silence. Yeah, that was rude. That was rude of you, man. That was rude of you, man. Like, you know me out of this, man. Like, you know I don't like that. Yeah, I know. Yeah, apologize. I agree. If you don't have anything nice to say, then you might as well leave. These live streams are about, like, you know, having fun, talking about things we like. Once you get silence, you know you're wrong. Yeah. Like, these live streams are supposed to be like, you know, I like doing these live streams. I like to connect with my fans. It's supposed to be a reference to one of the Keisha... Okay. So, I don't like that. I don't like it when people say that about me. I get really offended by that. And you know I don't like that. You know me outside of this. You know I don't like that. Yeah, it's not a... Yeah, but I don't like that. Yeah, but I don't like that. I like doing these live streams just to, like, you know, connect with the fan. I like connecting with fans, you know? I like to see what they have to say. I like to see what they have to say about content stuff, you know? I don't like it when you do that. Like, I know that's a... Like, I get he's trying to do a queso reference, but I'm not queso. And not to mention, queso doesn't even handle it when that happens, too. Yeah, I guess I'm fine, you know? It's just, you know, Super Plushy Lad's gonna have a long talk with me after this. Yeah, he's gonna have to get a long talk with me. And to think that I collab with his videos, you know? Also, by the way, if you guys don't know this, I have a playlist where you can collab, where I collab with people. You know, just if I'm in a part of a video, you can, like, see what that happens there. Yeah, but that's just disappointing, man. Like, I know he's trying to do, like, a reference to Queso, but I'm not Queso. I don't handle... Not to mention, I don't think Queso even handles that stuff. But yeah, I'm fine, Well, let's just continue what we were talking about, Godzilla and stuff, Um, what were we talking about? That's good. Yeah, yeah. What were we talking about? Yeah, I don't think the Monsterverse is hitting its end. If anything, it's probably barely even started. Also, that would be like a short time span, you know what I'm saying? Like, that would be a short time span of like 6 movies. That's kind of like a short time span, I agree. Yeah. I don't think that's hitting its end. But yeah. And also, going back to the topic of higher toys, but 13 years of movies is crazy. Yeah, I know. I mean, it makes sense. How many? Anyways, going back to Hyatt Toys figures, did you guys see the Hyatt Toys Godzilla Ultima? I never really personally liked Godzilla Singular Point. It's not my favorite piece of Godzilla media. But Godzilla Ultima looks cool. Look at the Millennium Era. Yeah, yeah. Yeah, the Millennium Era didn't really have that much of a time span. Yo, Super Plush Lad, you need to apologize, twin. Yeah. But yeah, did you guys see the Godzilla Ultima design for Hyatt Toys? I'm excited for that. That looks awesome. I will agree that the SH Monster Arts Ultima was good, but now that I look at the Ultima figure, yeah, that's Hyatt Toys did a better job. I'm just gonna say that, and that means on the table, other animated characters are on the table, like Godzilla Earth. We could get a Godzilla Earth Hyatt Toys. We can get a Snow Godzilla. Yeah, that's cool. That's goated. We could get like a Snow Godzilla. I like Snow Godzilla, so yeah. Gemstone Godzilla could get a Hyatt Toys. I would love to have a fully articulated figure of Gemstone Godzilla. That would be awesome. And Gigan Rex. Gigan Rex has to be one of my favorite versions of Gigan, so I would not mind that. That would be awesome. That would be awesome. Just to, like, have, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Not gonna lie, SH Monsters. Not gonna lie, Haya made SH Monsters look like a damn. Yeah. Yeah, that was. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, the Haya definitely has more of a presence than SH had. I don't think SH looks as bad. I like my Haya Toys 2014. I don't think the Haya Toys 2014 is as bad. It could have done better with some of the articulation, but I don't think it's bad. I don't think it's a bad figure. Oh, you guys want to hear some stupid stuff that I once saw on YouTube? I saw this guy. He was doing he was doing a comparison between Godzilla 2000 from SH Monster Arts and Godzilla 1991 by Haya Toys. That had to be one of the worst comparisons of all time, especially, yeah. That had to be one of the worst comparisons of all time. Not to mention the guy was an SH Monster Arts glazer, so he was going to pick SH Monster Arts regardless, and he was known. And this guy just hated the 1991 Godzilla from Haya Toys. I don't think it was a fair comparison either, because, I think it would have been fair if he compared the SH Monster Arts 1991 Godzilla with the Haya. But no, he compared Godzilla 2000. And his excuse was, they're both considered the best they're both considered the best Godzillas ever. Like, no, that's not really a good point, man. That's not really good example. But anyways, what do you got? Oh my god, wait, no. Ain't no way a Such Monsterverse fanboy. Yeah, they do. I don't think you guys know him, but if you guys seen my community post, you probably have seen him. If you guys don't know this, I exposed the guy during my community post. I exposed the guy for saying stuff about unknowingly. If you guys have seen those posts, you've seen them. Yeah. If you know, you know. And guess what? That guy even responded to my post, and he said, "Oh, none of that was exposing." Yes, it was. I showed literal images of what you said. You know what the worst part is? The worst part is, he looked dumb for saying it, and a bunch of people were on my side, because I could have deleted that comment, because, you know, I don't want anything negative on the channel that much, so, yeah. By the way, I just joined the stream now. That was my sister. Okay, wow. Yeah. Yeah, sure that was your sister. Sure that was your sister. Yeah. 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 I thought you said you're gonna keep your sister away from your tablet. Really? Like the... Really? Can't escape the allegation gang. Yeah, exactly. You... Like, dude... I don't think your sister watches Queso. I've seen what your sister watches. I swear it was her. Dude, I seen what your sister watches. Your sister watches Italian brain rot. And that's like no offense to her, but yeah, I've seen her watch Italian brain rot. Bro, all those times you could have apologized. Exactly. I can't tell if he's even still here. Oh no, the children. Yeah. Yeah, the children of this time is just done. Like, I kid you not. I went to this camp. We still have kids saying 6'7" and chicken jockey. I kid you not. We still have kids in 2026 saying chicken jockey in 6'7". I'm a child most of the time. Come on, let's face it. We've all still if you're a teenager, you're still gonna act like a child. But yeah, you called me out there. Yeah, okay. But yeah, but let's face it. Even if you're like a teenager, we've all still. Yeah, but does she even watch Queso? Look, Super Plushy Lad or Lad, dude, what you said was unforgivable, man. Like, I can't just, like, say that, man. Like, you can't just say that. Chicken Jockey was taken too seriously. Yeah. Oh, remember that time I mentioned that, that it was, that people did fireworks in theaters? Yeah. Yeah, that was weird. That was insane. But, yeah. I'm sorry. Okay, thank you. That's all you had to say. That's all you had to say. You could have said that an hour ago, but yeah. But, you know what? In reward, you get a small punishment. You get to be in timeout for, like, probably... I don't know, gang, what's the best time for a timeout? Because I feel like took 10 decades, yeah. Well, what's the best time for a timeout? Like, how long should he be in timeout for? Because I can do that. In fact, left details, you and I can do that. Like, how long should he be in timeout for? because that's probably for the best since he did something terrible. I was trying to be funny. I thought, 30 minutes, yo. I was trying to be funny. I thought you were gonna find it funny. You didn't know that be bad. Was it your sister? Your sister. Okay, yo. You know, thank you, Lefty. Thank you so much. I knew I made you a moderator for a good reason. Thank you so much. So, Super Plush Lad, if you're still watching this, just for you to know, you're in timeout for 30 minutes. Yeah, you're welcome. Yeah, thank you. All right, so, I want to hear something. I want to hear your guys' hot takes. What is your guys' Monsterverse hot takes? What is your hot takes for the Monsterverse? What is your Monsterverse hot takes? I want to hear that. I think Kong is lame. That is an extreme hot take, man. My hot take is GVK was mid. I mean, I guess it could have done a little better. Yeah, I could see that. I could see that. My hot take is that I think Godzilla Final Wars is a continuation to the Showa era. That's my hot take. I think Godzilla should have stayed of. Whoa, okay, that's an extreme hot take. That's an extreme hot take. Yeah, it is. Yeah. Oh, really? It is? Godzilla Final Wars continuation to the Showa era? Really? It is? Huh. I thought I was the only one that came up with that. Pretty sure. Oh. But that's what I think. That's my hot take. That's pretty much the only Godzilla hot take I had. I have evidence. Like, Manila's there. There's a Gigan there. That could be like a second guy. Nah, Toho revealed Final Wars was a fully grown Showa Godzilla. Really? That's cool. That's nice. Well, what's more of your guys' hot takes? I want an extreme hot take. Pretty much everyone says Common's lame, but yeah, I want to... Nah. No, not really. It is just a what if. Oh, yeah, I guess that makes sense. But yeah, again, I want to hear your guys'... I think Zilla's a good design. Okay, that is an extreme hot take. That's not even a hot take. That is just... That is not even a hot take. Okay, I will admit, Zilla looks good in animated design, okay? The animated design looks good. It makes it look good to me, personally. You said what? Yeah. Like, Zilla is not a good design for Godzilla. If anything, it's a good design for its own kaiju, but... Yeah. I think what made it even worse is that the director of the movie said that his version of Godzilla is better. How dare you bring Zilla into this court? Exactly! Like, I think what makes the design even worse is that the guy who directed the movie said that his version of Zilla, like, his version of Godzilla is better because it's not a guy in a rubber costume, but, yeah. But I will say this, the animated design makes him look a little bit bigger. Okay, that's not really a hot take. I think I've seen some people say they did not like Heisei Mechagodzilla. I don't think Heisei Mechagodzilla is even the best Mechagodzilla either. I mean, it's just something about the head. It's a good design. It's just not the head. The head just kind of ruins it for me. I think it's just too round. I think his head is just too round. I don't know. I like monsters. Okay, these aren't even hot takes anymore. These are just attacks on the Godzilla community. Do you know what I would like to see the MonsterVerse do? The Zilla movie was so bad to a point that Toho left shocked and mocked him in Final Wars by killing. Yeah, I think Rodan could. I think Rodan was never cool until Heisei. Actually, I don't think that's a hot take. I think that was just in general. Yeah, the Showa era didn't really have much going for him. Besides the one movie and Ghidorah, the three-headed monsters, and Destroy All Monsters. I think that's pretty much it. Yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Also, don't forget the time they mocked Zilla in the comics. They did that too. I think they even mocked him in GMK. In GMK, they said that the Americans saw Godzilla, but they thought it was Godzilla. I think DC did horrible with Godzilla and Kong. Okay, that's actually kind of... I actually like the DC crossover. I have both comics. Hot take, Showa era was comedy. Yeah, I mean... Yeah, you're not wrong. It was a comedy. It pretty much was. I mean, up to a point, it just started looking silly. Oh, here's a hot take. HBO Max should have all the Godzilla movies. Because I kid you not, I tried looking up the Showa era movies. Godzilla versus Kong and is in, like, a completely, like, random app that I've never seen before. I think Anguirus is cooler than Kong. I mean, yeah, pretty much. Oh, here's a hot take. Tubi, okay. Here's a hot take. I did not like Shin Godzilla that much. Yeah, bring out your guys' inner anger when you hear that. Okay, I didn't hate Shin Godzilla. I just... Yeah, okay. I don't hate Shin Godzilla. I just didn't really wasn't... repeat... Okay, I didn't hate Shin Godzilla. I just didn't... I liked it. It was fine. I enjoyed it. Man, this just feels like that one Family Guy meme all over again. I don't hate it. I saw it in theaters when it re-released because I kind of wanted to see it in theaters. It was good. I enjoyed it. I just felt like there was a little... They could have done more that could have interested me. Like, some scenes were cool to me. It just didn't really hit to me that much. It didn't... I think -1 sleep is a sleep... Okay, that's just bad, man. That's just a bad take, man. I think that's even worse than my Shin Godzilla take, but... I don't hate Shin Godzilla. I have a... It's kind of like a... I like it, but in the way they probably should have... I feel like more should have been done with it. Or maybe I'm just not used to seeing a Godzilla movie without Godzilla fighting a monster. Not gonna lie, Shin Godzilla's 50-50 for me. Yeah, probably. If I die... Okay. Okay. In this world... If I die in this world, I will be ripped off shamelessly. Something of me. But yeah, I don't hate Shin Godzilla. I think it's fine. I think it's a good movie. It's a good Godzilla movie. It's just not my favorite Godzilla movie. It's probably like on a low list for me. But yeah, once again, my hot take is that every Godzilla movie should just be on HBO Max. I don't care. Why is Shin Godzilla on HBO Max? Like, why is Return of Godzilla's and Shin Godzilla on HBO Max? Okay, I don't even know what you're saying anymore. But anyways, like, why is Return of Godzilla and Shin Godzilla on HBO Max, and 2 Monsterverse movies are in, like, HBO Max? But, like, even though HBO... I think... I just kept rewatching GMK. I mean, yeah. Oh, actually, GMK's on Netflix, I heard. But yeah, I think all of the Godzilla movies should be on HBO Max. Because they have the Godzilla license. Warner Brothers owns HBO. They should do that! But yeah. Again. Oh, wait. Oh, yeah. Godzilla vs. Mothra is on HBO. I forgot that. GMK is good and not good. GMK is good, but not enough fights. I think it has enough fights for its movie. Actually, you guys want to hear a fun fact about GMK? I was just there for the scare factor. Yeah, GMK is scary. He probably has to be one of the scariest Godzilla. So yeah, you guys want to hear a fun fact? Mothra and King Ghidorah were never meant to be in GMK. It was meant to be Anguirus, Varian, and Baragon. But they took out... They liked the script of the movie. They just took out Varian and Anguirus because they weren't flashy enough, so they replaced Anguirus and Varian. We can tell. Yeah. Yeah. Wait, Godzilla vs. Gigant's on HBO Max? Hold on, why am I just finding out that a bunch of Godzilla movies are on HBO Max? Okay, so Godzilla Tokyo SOS is on Apple TV, apparently. Okay, what is this? Hold on. What is this? Why am I seeing this? Why is this always recommended? What is this? Why Godzilla Spider-Man? What is this? Why is this here? Tubi's on its run for its money now. Yeah, but seriously, why am I finding GMK? I'm kind of just okay. So GMK is on Apple TV, even though it's also on Netflix. Godzilla vs. Biollante is on Netflix. Dang it! Never in a million years I would see Ghidorah switch up to be a hero on GMK. Honestly, I like Ghidorah being a hero. It's good sometimes. Tubi's great hotspot for Godzilla fans. Okay. Now, what is a Godzilla movie you guys should recommend to me? Okay, let me give you a list of Godzilla movies I've seen. I've seen Shin Godzilla, all of the Monsterverse, Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla 2, some of the Showa eras like Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla, Terror of Mechagodzilla, Godzilla vs. Hedorah, First Godzilla, Godzilla against Mechagodzilla. I already watched Godzilla against Mechagodzilla. Oh, wait, no, I didn't watch Godzilla against Mechagodzilla, yeah. I forgot that. No, what? Should I actually had a plan. I had a plan that I was going to watch the Showa era from Godzilla vs. Kong all the way up to to all the monsters. I already watched Godzilla vs. Hedorah. It's about forgiveness in life. Yeah. But yeah, going back to the whole Shin Godzilla thing. Again, I don't think Shin Godzilla is a bad movie. I just didn't like it as much. I just didn't. It's on YouTube TV. Wow. I just didn't enjoy it as much. It kind of gets to a point where it's like, oh wow, I'm entertained, and then it gets to a point like, oh, science stuff. Like again, I don't hate Shin Godzilla, but I most certainly don't love it. Why do Godzilla? I don't know. Probably because of the purple spines and him being green. What? Yeah. Oh, here's another thing. Fun fact. I never liked Godzilla 2000's design. Specifically because he was green. I did not like that about his design. But I switched up when I got the Haya. And I think Godzilla being green can work to an extent. Oh, did you guys hear that the Human Vapor is getting a TV show? Bro, what? Yeah. Okay, good. Yeah. You guys hear that the Human Vapor is getting a TV show? If you don't know what that is, it was like an old Toho movie a while ago. Like an old Toho movie. So, yeah. You know it's kind of funny that Toho kind of has like... Oh, the Human Vapor, he's like a character that Toho made a while ago. You know, that's kind of weird. It's kind of weird that Toho kind of has a pretty big influence in the anime space. I don't know how that works, but yeah. Yeah, the Human Viper is like a... Yeah. The Human Viper is kind of like just a guy who turns into a vapor cloud. But it's not like a superhero movie. It's more of like a, oh, he kills people. It's kind of like an edgy anti-hero thing. Netflix has a lot of Godzilla movies now. Yeah. Oh, most definitely they do. Yeah. Yeah. What? No, I'm planning on watching another non-Godzilla movie from Toho. I think I've watched War of the Gargantuans. I need to... What should I do? They have a Rebirth of... Yeah, I know they have the Rebirth of Mothra trilogy. I think I just talked about that. I said that an hour ago. What non-Godzilla movie should I watch eventually at some point in time? Yeah. So exciting. Yeah. I'm planning on watching the Rebirth of Mothra movies on Netflix when I have the time. Oh, I have a very big hot take for you guys. It's an incredibly big hot take. This hot take is Gamma Rebirth should get a season 2. I do not care what people say. It should get a season 2. And yes, a lot of people are also asking for a season 2. I know it's not a hot take, it's an example. Everyone want I want Godzilla Rebirth. I want Gamma Rebirth season 2. I want that. I liked the show. Hell no. Oh. Yeah. I liked Gamma Rebirth. I want a season 2. I don't think it's bad. Oh no, that's not bad. Yeah. Yeah, I know it's not even a hot take. It's just like a thing people want. I want Godzilla. I want Gamma Rebirth season 2. It was a good show. Oh, here's another hot take. Mothra should probably get an anime. I think a Mothra anime would probably be good. I wouldn't mind to see a Mothra anime. That would be pretty cool. Yes, yeah. We could get a moth. Thank you. Yeah. Yeah. I would love to see just something related to Mothra that isn't a comic book. I think the Mothra speaking of season 2, Singular Point is dead now. Yeah. I mean, again, I did say I didn't care that much about Singular Point. I tried watching it, but my dumb brain could not get through anything. Why did I get a physicist to write a Godzilla show? Seriously. But yeah. Yeah, that's just that's how I feel. Singular Point is more of an anthological huh. But continued. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, I forgot Five Nights at Freddy's 2 is on Netflix now. Oh, well, at least in August 3. Oh, you guys want to hear something that's gonna happen? I'm making a Godzilla in Hell adaptation on my YouTube channel. It's gonna be like using my Godzilla action figures. We're gonna get that. It's gonna be cool. It's gonna be awesome. They teased Mechagodzilla at the last episode, but no continuation. Yeah, that's like, yeah, and not to mention the Mechagodzilla design was actually pretty cool. I actually like the design for Mechagodzilla, but just no. I have unnatural disasters. Yeah. But yeah, the design for Mechagodzilla in that show is probably one of the best ones we've gotten in recent years, but they just didn't do anything that much with it. Oh, dang it. No, that's not what I want. There we go. Here's another hot take. I think the Godzilla Earth trilogy is actually good. In its own way. Oh, man. I think Godzilla Earth and the trilogy is good. I don't think it's bad. Thank you, bro. Yeah, exactly. I actually grew up with the Earth trilogy. I think it's good. I've been trying to say that for years. Yeah, exactly. I liked it. I liked watching all three. They were all good. I don't care. But I think if I have to say which one is my favorite one, it's probably the third one. Yeah. No, it's kind of weird that Godzilla has like 2 movies in the Monsterverse, but Kong has 1. Oh, I forgot Dinosaur King was on Netflix. Dang. I like the third one as well. Yeah. Yeah. I remember Dinosaur King. Do you guys know Dinosaur King? I love Dinosaur King. Hot take: GXK New Empire should have just been called Kong, Son of Kong. Erase Godzilla and Mothra plus Shimo. I guess that makes sense. Dinosaur King is a classic anime. Yeah, I love Dinosaur King. I don't care if it was just Pokemon but with dinosaurs. I don't care that Dinosaur King is just Pokemon but with dinosaurs. I liked it. Yeah. Now, what do you guys think of Sonic Prime? What do you guys think of Sonic Prime? I watched Sonic Prime and I liked it. Good. Oh, yeah. I liked it. I also watched that new Stranger Things show, Tales of the 80s, 85, Dinosaur King. Archicus was a problem child. Yeah, I don't know. I think I forgot that one, but yeah, it probably was. I also watched that new Stranger Things animated show, Tales from 85. I watched it. I liked it. I don't think it's as bad as people were saying, but, I liked it. I liked it. It was good. It was good for what it was. I think Stranger Things should probably stop being milked on at this point, though. The biggest thing Netflix can still say is that Stranger Things is their biggest show. No, a thing I will say is that the Stranger Things finale kind of had a similar... I don't watch Stranger Things. It was a bit forced. Okay. I guess that makes sense. I think Stranger Things kind of had a similar Squid Game situation coming on. Remember, like, Squid Game Season 3 came out, and a lot of people said they didn't really like the ending? But yeah. But I think we can agree that Stranger Things Season 5's ending was probably worse. A lot of stuff could have been resolved. The worst part is the Mind Flayer had a super cool design, but he was easily defeated. Man. That's just disappointing. Oh yeah, do you guys got any questions for me? I forgot to ask that a while ago. Do you guys got any questions about the channel or Slapshock in general? I know Lefty Tales will probably have questions for Slapshock if you do. If you want, you can ask anything. Slapshock, channel. Who would win when Vecna or Godzilla? Godzilla in hell. Vecna's a fraud. Vecna was on Fraud Watch during the finale. In fact, I wanted to do a video series called about what if the Monsterverse was in the Upside Down, and yeah, anything related to the Monsterverse, the Upside Down is losing because yeah. But yeah, once again, if you guys have questions about the channel, like the Slapshock or the channel in general, or how my movie is going along. Just you guys can ask. Even Madison. Madison. I don't know who Madison. I didn't watch Stranger Things. I only watched the animated thing. I didn't really watch Stranger Things because I wasn't old enough. Yeah, I know stuff about Stranger Things. It's kind of inevitable. Oh yeah, my next animation hinge slash t-shirt. Well, I always come back. That's cool. That's nice. I see. The daughter of the King of the Monsters. Okay, I don't think Madison... I don't know why people are always saying, Madison Russell is, the daughter of the King of the Monsters. I don't think that makes sense. She doesn't really do that much. She doesn't really have that much influence when it comes to Godzilla. The closest thing that she has influence with Godzilla was when she brought King Ghidorah to Boston. That's it. And she doesn't really influence Godzilla that much. In fact, she didn't influence with Kong around it. No, she was the daughter of the scientist Rumen. Yeah, that's who I'm talking about. She doesn't have that much influence. There really ain't anything going on with her. You know what I'm saying? I'm talking about also. I'm talking about kaiju. I'm not talking about like human characters in the MonsterVerse. I'm talking about the kaiju. If the kaiju had to fight the hundreds of things in the Upside Down, that they would win. There's not really that many monsters in the Upside Down. If you really think about it, like it's just the Demogorgons, the Demo Dogs, the Demo Bats, Mind Flayer, and Vecna. That's pretty much it. And that new flower monster or stuff. Would you consider okay? I don't know who that is. If that's from an anime, I will say this. I don't watch a lot of anime. The only anime I've watched were the Godzilla ones and Gamma Rebirth. But yeah, pretty much. She's Kiryu's pilot. Oh yeah, again, I don't watch that many Godzilla movies, and do not call me a LARPer of Godzilla. Just because I haven't watched that many Godzilla movies does not make me a LARPer, okay? I don't think that's what makes me that. LARPing is kind of stupid if you really think about it. Like, LARPing used to mean live action roleplay. Now it just means, oh, you're faking some LARPer of Godzilla. How dare you! Who will come on top? Vecna, Pennywise, Chomp, William, or Afton, or Godzilla in Hell? Probably Pennywise. I remember watching that Goji guy video saying, yeah, Pennywise is going to beat Godzilla in Hell. Yeah, Pennywise would beat Godzilla in Hell, probably. The only thing Godzilla would have over Pennywise is he wouldn't be afraid of him. But yeah, Pennywise doesn't really have anything over Godzilla. No, Godzilla doesn't have anything over Pennywise besides fear. Pennywise is he is a multiversal being. It's kind of hard to beat Pennywise. Although I am convinced Bloodthirst will beat anything, so yeah, probably Bloodthirst from the Black Panda universe. I am scared to even think about what she would even do to Pennywise. Pennywise is actually similar to Godzilla. Oh, I don't think that's true. You've seen the vid. What vid? You can beat him. He'll always come back in some way. Yeah, pretty much. Pennywise can be defeated. He'll just come back somehow. But again, this is the same guy's weakness. But if anything, Pennywise gained more attraction ever since Welcome to Derry come out. Bloodthirst is like, nah! Stay away from me! I've done nothing. I have not... I know I say this a lot, but I don't break canon that much. I do not break canon that much. I don't break that much of canon, okay? But yeah. I mean, Pennywise kind of gained more, like, credibility when, like, Black Panda Blade explained. Yeah, I know. Pennywise kind of, like, gained more of a more status as a character ever since Welcome to Derry came out, because, you know, Triptychon or Mechacon. Is that supposed to be Triptychon from, like, Transformers? Or is that, like, something else that I don't know? Also, maybe don't ask me about verses, because... Triptychon from... Probably Triptychon. Triptychon's probably bigger than Mechagodzilla. Also, it depends on what version we're talking about. Also, probably don't ask me about verses, because I'm not really Goji guy. So I can't really help with that much when it comes to that space. When I mean, like, asking me questions, I mean, like, you know, channel-wise, what I'm gonna do, what's gonna happen, what are we gonna see? Okay, yeah, exactly. Like, for example, questions about Slapshock or the channel in general, what the movie is gonna be about, what my movie is gonna be about, what ifs we're gonna probably see, because again, Godzilla what ifs is still happening. So yeah, those types of questions are probably. I mean, you can ask me some verses, but it depends if I like know it or if I have like an actual opinion on who could win. But again, it's probably not going to be the best hearing from me, especially since I don't know. No, I don't know if I should do this. I'm planning on doing like a animation where like Dexter fights William Afton. Don't ask why. I just think that's kind of funny to do. Two serial killers fighting each other. I don't know. That's just what I had planned. Oh yeah, I finally came up with a reasonable release date for the sequel. Oh, that's nice. Well, what's the release date? Well, what's the release date? What's the release date gonna be like? August. Oh, I thought that said 2026. I was thinking of this month. Yeah, I guess that's reasonable. It gives you enough time for writing. Hey, Lucas, can I give more volcanic takes? Yeah, sure. But anyways, yeah, I guess August 2027 is reasonable because you get more time to writing, to animating. Pretty much that. Also, by the way, you want to hear a trick you can use for Gacha Club? If you want the Gacha Club characters to be in the same background as, like, the animation, I suggest having them be on a green screen or just whatever colored background, you know, just make sure it's, if the characters are wearing green. Use the, like, cropping feature or the color background feature in CapCut. Delete the background, and, boom, you can, like, put the characters in the same animation. So if you want to do that, you can do that. Also, I have a question for you. What was the soldier? What was with the soldier and the with the with the dinosaur thing? Oh yeah, the T-Rex. I forgot what it was called. I think Godzilla against Mechagodzilla is the best Millennium movie. I mean, I didn't really see that much. I didn't really see any of the Millennium movies, so I can't really say anything about that. Thanks for the advice. Yeah, yeah. But also, what's the name of the soldier guy, and what's his, like, backstory? Because he was, like, hanging around with the dinosaurs and stuff. Like, what's his backstory? What's he like? What does he do? Because, as much as I like your Black Panther movie, I think that was kind of, like, the weirdest things that happened. Like, what was the point of the dinosaurs? I think Godzilla vs. Megaguirus is good. I didn't see Godzilla vs. Megaguirus, so I can't really say anything. Oh, you mean the Cyrex and Roger. His name is Roger? Wow. I didn't think his name was Roger. Yeah, like, as much as I like the movie, I think their parts in the movie was kind of weird because they didn't really... They did do stuff. It's just... It felt like the dinosaurs bit should have probably been a part of its own movie. But again, you still had to make... You still made a good movie. And as much... I like kaijus and dinosaur movies. No, I like dinosaurs in the kaiju movies, so that was a pretty cool idea. But I do think their scenes were kind of weird because as much as their fight scenes were interesting, it kind of didn't... They didn't really feel like they belonged in the movie, you know what I'm saying? They didn't really feel like they belonged. Roger was neglected throughout his life, and so the C-Rex made him feel like he wasn't alone. Ah, that's nice. I mean, it makes sense. I just wish Roger probably had some speaking lines. You know, to actually understand him better. But yeah, again, great movie. I think Fury of Godzilla is the best theme in the main March theme. I don't know what that was, so yeah. But anyways, yeah, you had a great movie. I just felt like the Cyrex and Rogers scenes were kind of like probably should have been its own thing, but you know, again, still a great movie. I still think it was a great movie. That's just my only complaints. That is my only complaints. But yet again, still, I give it 5 stars because, you know, it was still entertaining. I like good fights. I like that stuff, you know? It was a good movie. I liked it. Doing stuff. Oh yeah, also a character in the Slapshot universe, he's gonna get redesigned. Rumminger or Humminger. Rumminger. I think that was his name, right? Yeah, he was based on a Norse giant. You just had to ruin it. The third one is gonna give Lee PTSD for his mechanized return for her. Oh, I see, Yeah, I see what you're gonna do. Yeah, I see that. Yeah. Honestly, I'm gonna be completely honest. I am kind of, uh, I don't know what difference is between. I don't really know if I'll ever do a mecha slapshock. I just don't. I think if there would be to me a mecha slapshot would just beat him instantly because, you know, metal robot. You know what I'm saying? You know, again, Slapshock is a god titan, and just robot in general won't really beat him. Also, I've made a decision. The Slapshock universe, they are gonna digress into human times. In fact, I actually have a pretty cool idea. During like the 60s, the humans will go into like a retro futuristic style, kind of like the Fantastic Four First Steps movie. In fact, I'm planning on doing a video that's kind of like explaining what happened after Slapshock left when it comes to like the universe itself. Monsters in general, you know what I'm saying? But yeah. I guess while I'm here, I already talked about Slapshock's powers. I think I want to talk about Kai's powers here. I haven't really done that much with Kai's information. I've been kind of vague about him. So I think I should explain his powers. Cool. Expect the teaser trailer by this November. Nice. Anyways, for Kai, his powers will be he kind of has the exact same powers as his brother. The only difference is it's more rage induced. In fact, the reason why he's red is because of his rage. It's more rage induced, and he's basically more powerful than his brother. His brother may have ate a storm, but he is still somehow more powerful than his brother. Also, I guess you can say it's kind of teleporting. He can kind of do like a teleport, but it's more of like, think of like how Shadow the Hedgehog runs so fast it looks like he's teleporting. He can kind of do something similar to that. And personality wise, I guess I can compare him probably towards Conquest if he had a little bit of Thrag's personality too. Just not as much as Conquest, more like if Thrag wanted much fighting. Like part of like Kai's and Godzilla's fight is gonna be like, so this is the king of the monsters I heard so much about. Yeah, that's pretty much what Kai is. And just a reminder for Slapshock's powers, he has a lightning beam. He can't run as fast as his brother, and he can't do that teleporting thing. If his spikes break, he goes amped up. He can do this thing where if he's like punches, he can like slap lightning thing, you know, like the name Slapshock, and he can also have a lightning punch thing. And if he stomps on the ground hard enough, spikes will probably appear because the lightning will channel it into the ground and up forward. So yeah, that's a reminder of his power so you can understand. So yeah, think of that, but he's 10 times stronger than his brother. So yeah, that's what his brother is like. So what do you guys think of that? Ah, interesting. Yeah. Now, a question I wonder is who would actually win? The Fallen Titan from the Black Panda movie or Kai? That's something that's always got me stumped. Because I think Kai might be powerful, but I don't know if he's that powerful. I can kind of see Kai having a Tai Lung kind of role. I mean, yeah. Okay, I'm gonna probably spoil this for the Black Panda movie. No, for the Slapshock movie. But he is kind of gonna get defeated. He will be defeated in a way, and he will somehow come back from that. But yeah, just to be say, he will be defeated. He's not really gonna be like around for that long. But yeah, it's pretty much he will be defeated. Just to say that. But yeah, I can see him kind of having like a Tai Lung kind of role, like he was destined for greatness, but he kind of ruined it for himself. Oh yeah. Also, if you want to know who created Slapshock, it was Zeus. Kind of. It was like a version of Zeus. For this universe, I will say this. In the Slapshock universe, the gods from monsters from mythologies, and the gods in the mythologies do exist. They do coincide with each other. Humans just kind of forgot them, and if the humans do know about them, it's always like it's always like a it's always like a weird like a it's always like a kind of like they depicted them as like weird human type characters, but it's always kind of wrong in it. Well, based on the terms of scale, sure, if the fallen, aka the fallen titan, is close to Bloodthirst, and certain terms of scale and difficulty, I would say a mid-high difficulty. Based on, yeah, I guess that makes sense. Also, a character I could compare Slapshock to, probably like old Kratos. Like he'll be calm and collective and serious, but he also does have the rage. Slapshock is kind of like that. In his defense, he has been pretty much alone half of his life due to Kai pretty much killing his siblings. Reminder: Kai and Slapshock are kind of brothers. It's not really that much of that, but yeah. I don't know if that technically means that Zeus is their father, but you know, you could say Zeus is probably their father. And I guess that technically speaking, that would also mean that Hades and Poseidon, who are characters in the Slapshock universe, are technically their uncles. I mean, they could be related, but it's it's not that much. It's kind of like a fine line. I mean, you could say he's related to Zeus in a way. You could say they're related, but it's not. I wouldn't really say that. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if Slapshock is gonna be like related to Zeus. It's more of like Zeus accidentally created him. He didn't create him on purpose, but yeah. And not to mention, Slapshot is kind of still finding out stuff about himself. He doesn't 100% know much about himself either. But yeah. And if you're wondering where the Slapshot killers are, like, during all of, like, the whole Slapshot journey, I don't know, they're doing something. They're gonna do something. I don't know if they're gonna do anything in the sequel. They're not really gonna be sequel villains. If Slapshot gets a sequel, they're not gonna be sequel villains. I see them being more like third movie sequels. I see them as like third sequel villains. Third movie sequel villains. Speaking of God, I never revealed Eater's design. Ah, yeah. Yeah, I guess that's a pretty big one, yeah. I'll describe it if you want. Yeah, I will actually like to hear the description of it. I'll take a description of it. It helps me understand him more, you know what I'm saying? It does help, too, so that makes sense. Another cool thing I want the Slapshot universe to have is, like since every god technically exists, that would also mean gods of war also exist. And I want to have this, like, thing called, like, the battle, which is, like, every god of war in the Slapshot universe come together to fight each other to the death, and it's like a prophesized battle. Like, it's so bad that the world might end, and I think that might be a plot for a movie. Like, the movie's plot would be, like, they would all have to try to stop each god of war. I don't know if that's gonna be... I'm still thinking about that, but that could sound like a cool plot. It just depends if it makes sense. Yeah. Another thing I will say about Slapshot, he's had only one mutual greeting when it comes to Godzilla. He's only met Godzilla one time. It was only ever one time, and when they both met, they didn't fight each other because they just kind of looked at each other in a way. They didn't fight like Shimo did with him. Picture this. A giant albino Minotaur with a bunch of eyes on its face, even on eyes on its shoulder, several markings of white fur floating and roaming around the multiverse. Minotaur. It's an interesting depiction. I don't know what a Minotronic or I don't even know how to say that. I don't know what that is, but I'll probably look it up just to understand it better. So basically, how a biblically accurate angel kind of looks, but different. I guess that's cool. Yeah, that's actually pretty cool. I like that. Honestly, the ideas of floating eyes is actually pretty scary, but also kind of cool. I don't know if Cthulhu will be canon to Slapshot. As cool as it would be to see Slapshot fight Cthulhu, because that would actually be kind of cool to see those two fight. Abenetra is based as what? Oh, yeah, I forgot that. I thought that's what the Black Pandas were based on. I forgot that post. Ah. I see where he gets the bear from. No wonder the Black Pandas were made in his own image. The Black Pandas were made in his own image. Makes sense. Makes sense. But also, like, going back on the whole idea of Slapshot knowing's new yeah, true, yeah, okay, no, of Slapshot knowing Lethal T's parents. I like that idea. I like the idea of him being friends with his father. I feel like that actually pretty much does a lot for the character of both Slapshot in a way, because it's like, he probably enjoyed being around him, and he probably misses him too, and he would probably be devastated if he found out he would be dead. Because think about it, he's only been around his brothers and he's only been around his siblings and Zeus, and probably like Poseidon and Hades. It would be nice for him to have other friends that aren't, people that he already hangs out with every day. I like that idea. It would be a shame if he ever found out he died, which probably would happen if he did. Hello, Super Plush Gillette. Welcome back from your 30-minute break. I gotta make it some rules. We gotta make some rules here now. We cannot make fun of people. Sorry, are we cool now? Yeah, we're cool. It's just that don't do that. I'm not Queso. And also, Queso's never fine when anyone makes fun of him. Also, trying to blame this on your sister is not really the best thing to do. I already put someone in timeout for saying 6'7", so yeah. And that's another thing. 6'7" and Chicken Jockey are banned. We're not allowed to say that here. We're not allowed to say that here, man. We're never allowed to say. Yeah, he would be upset by Lethal T's. By the way, Lethal. Yeah, I might have already known that. I think I've already known that. I think I already knew that he was dead because, his mom is alive. You never mentioned about his dad being alive. In fact, you never really mentioned stuff about Lethal T's dad. I think the only thing you've ever mentioned about his dad was that his name was King Barry, I think. I think that was his name, right? His name was... I think I remember seeing a post saying that his name was King Barry. I think that's, like, the only thing you pretty much confirmed. But yeah, if Slapshot ever found out, he would be devastated. Oh no, his dad... Oh no, his dad's gone. Yeah. Like his name or in general, because he's gone? Like gone as his name or like gone as he left? I'm kind of confused. Yeah, his name was Barry. Oh, yeah. I knew it. See, I knew it. I knew his name was Barry. Oh, yeah. Can you tell me more about the villain's Sharplust? I think I asked you that a while ago, but your live stream kind of glitched. And I tried going back to see if you said anything about it, but you didn't. No, it's more that your live stream glitched. So, yeah, if you don't mind, is there anything? Yeah, he's dead. Cause of death, decapitation by bare arms. Dang, that's a way to go. What a way to go, man. Like, that's a way to go. That's definitely a way to go. Mm. Now, what is a good mythological monster to put in the Slapshot universe? That's another question I got. Sharpless is probably going to be the weirdest villain of the kaiju, but kind of enjoyable. Huh. Is he going to be like in the ways like he's kind of quirky like? Is he going to be like a kind of like generic Marvel, like a generic villain that kind of just cracks jokes every 5 seconds? I guess I can. Mm. Yeah. But what is a good monster? What is a good like mythological monster to put in the Black Panda universe? Either as like a main villain or like I'm thinking like main villain wise. Cause I can't just have them be gods all the time. He's gotta fight some normal guys, you know what I'm saying? I mean he's gonna fight the Dragon King that Triple is gonna be female, her okay. Yeah, I'm still thinking of like monsters for the Slapshot universe because, again, most of them are going to be original, but most of them are also going to be based on mythological monsters, like monsters from mythologies. Like Bjorn is going to be one of them, who's like a man who's kind of like a werewolf, but with a bear, and it's kind of like in reverse. Like if it's sunlight, he turns into a monster. But yeah, giants are probably going to be one of them. In fact, Bjorn might be turned into a giant for the sake of being size accurate to Slapshot, you know what I'm saying? What about Leviathan? Yeah, that was already one of the plans. Like, probably. Leviathan would have probably been my first option for a random monster. In fact, he's probably going to be a sequel villain, too. It would probably make sense that the Dragon King would probably work with other sea monsters because the Dragon King is an underwater dragon monster, too. Something that I actually learned is that in Moana, apparently Maui is an actual demigod, kind of. So Maui might. So since I found that out, Maui might be a character in the Slapshot universe. I'm not saying it's official, but you know, it's since he's an actual god in Polynesian culture. I think that's what it's called, Polynesian culture. He'll probably be in there. Because in the Slapshot universe, every god from every mythology exists in some way. Like Zeus, Poseidon, you know, like Norse, Mongolian, Tibetan, Chinese, Japanese. But yeah. But of course, that also means I gotta do like research too. Also, I'm gonna be very clear on this. Zeus in the Slapshot universe, he's gonna be super duper different from his Greek counterpart. I'm gonna be very straight on that. He's gonna be super duper different. Slapshot 3 is featuring Dwayne Johnson as Maui. Oh, I don't know if he'll be Slapshot 3. I think he'll probably be like mentioned in a way. Actually, hold on. Would he be good for Slapshot 2? Because Slapshot 2 is going to be a water-based movie. Well, story. I'm still deciding if it's going to be like a Goji Guy thing where it's going to be like, oh, a story that I'm just going to tell while I have pictures playing out on the stream. What would be a good monster to look like Maui? Because, again, I want these monsters to not just look like... probably the probably the Norse gods in the Slapshot universe are probably gonna be based on giants in a way. Like they're gonna look like giants, so they're gonna look probably like regular humans in a way. But I'm also thinking about like some like monster like designs. Like what is an ocean creature that could be good for Maui? Like maybe a crab. I don't know if a crab could work, but like what is a what is an ocean like creature that could be good for like a Maui type character? But yeah, if I ever get Dwayne Johnson, I don't think I'll ever get Dwayne Johnson. But let's face it, if Dwayne Johnson gets to play a character in the Slapshot universe, he'll probably ruin it. Probably taking like from manta rays, huh? Manta rays would kind of be cool. Or Shark Man. I don't know. I'm still reading that like Justice League versus Godzilla versus Kong 2 book. I like what they did with King Shark of him being like like a giant monster man. I think that could work for Maui, but I like the manta ray form. Maybe like the manta ray could be like a form he takes. Also, if Dwayne Johnson was in the Slapshot universe, he'll try to like whatever character I have him play, he's gonna try to take it over. I don't know. He'll probably be like, the hierarchy of the Slapshot universe is changing. Like he'll probably make the Maui version of this make the Slapshot version of Maui the main character, and he'll probably just like take over the universe. Most likely, I would probably have Maui be like a villain, because Maui may be a good guy in like in the Polynesian culture because he's actually a folk hero sometimes and not always depicted as a god. During one of the things he's done, he's turned a man into a rock. Start singing You're Welcome. I actually recently rewatched that song. It's a good song. It's a shame that the live action Moana had to like ruin it. I feel like the live action Moana probably will ruin the original. I didn't watch it and I refuse to watch it. It's strange that this entire live stream was about talking about the Monsterverse, yet it somehow went from random talking to Monsterverse. No, to just Moana. But yeah, since Maui's technically a real god in mythology and culture, I guess he could exist in Slapshot. But I don't know if he's gonna be like sequel 3. I'm still deciding what 3 should be about. Like, I'm deciding, like, either, fire or Norse. Because I want the... Because actually... you want to know what Fimnir is going to be like? Live-action versions were not needed. Yeah, the live-action version was not needed. A thing that's... Since I know Super Plushie Lad in real life, he always says... He said he watched the movie when he said, but it's good because it stayed faithful to the original. It was the... It was like the original. Okay, it's not needed. There was no need for a live-action Moana. This movie came out 10 years after the original and 2 years after the sequel. There was literally no point. There was no nostalgia from Moana. You would have to be like 5 years old to watch the first one, and you would have to be 15 now to watch this one. In order to gain some... But even then, you wouldn't get nostalgia. There's a reason why I prefer the live-action How to Train Your Dragon, because at least that movie came out like 15 years ago when that movie came out. But yeah. But anyways, you want to know what's going to happen to Fimnir? This would be a spoiler, but what I have planned for Fimnir is very cool. I liked how DreamWorks did a better job making a live-action adaptation than Disney. Exactly! Like, you're getting beat by Disney. And also, How to Train Your Dragon actually works in live action. Moana would not work. Like, How to Train Your Dragon isn't as cartoony as Moana is. Like, I don't really think How to Train Your Dragon is that cartoony. And another DreamWorks movie I think could get live action is probably, like, The Road to El Dorado, or probably like Prince of Egypt or something. I'm not saying we should get live action Shrek, but still, some DreamWorks movies can be good. Some DreamWorks movies could work in live action. Again, not saying we need a live action Shrek, but it's already cursed as is. We do not need live action Shrek. Also, I do not think the Shrek design that we got isn't as bad as what people are saying. I think it looks fine. But yeah, but you want to know? You want to know what I have plans for Fimnir? You want to know what Fimnir is gonna be like? You know what's gonna happen to Fimnir? You want to know what's gonna happen with Fimnir? Hell no, live action Shrek would be scary. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, you want to know what Fimnir? You want to know what's gonna happen with Fimnir? Probably in the third movie or second one, depending on your FNAF movie. Bonnie, I saw is good. Oh, I didn't make that. Someone else made that. I bought it from them, and I just kind of customized a little bit of it. I didn't make it. Yeah, sure. Okay, Fimnir is gonna become a god titan like Slapshock, and like probably the third one or maybe fourth one, depending on if how I plan things out. Fimnir would become the god of destiny because his destiny is killing Odin, and by then Slapshock would probably make him a god titan just like him. Alright, but what is your favorite plush you own? I don't know, I got a lot of plushies. I don't think I have a favorite one specifically. I don't really think I have a favorite plushie that I own, so... I mean, I think if I have to pick a favorite, it would probably be, like, my first 3 FNAF plushies. Like, Bonnie, Foxy, and Freddy. They were my first 3 FNAF plushies. I got them on Christmas. They were my first 3, alongside a bootleg Golden Freddy, but, I turned that into a custom ignited Golden Freddy, which is, like, a weird fan-made thing that I made. I sold it to someone. Someone actually bought it on Macari. I had a Macari account for a while, but no one was buying anything. No one was buying anything from me when I made a Macari account. Everyone was liking it. It got to the point that I made up a rule. If you like it, you buy it. But yeah. But anyways, as for, like, Fimnir, he'll become the god of destinies. You know what I'm saying? I think that will be pretty good character development for Fimnir. And I have a really funny joke plan, because since this is going to be based on mythology, we're going to see Fimnir's brother, Jornmunger, who's the giant snake from Norse mythology. A funny joke would be happen is, like, he's like, brother! And, like, Slapshot's like, that's your brother, the giant world serpent thing? Yeah. Do you know about Team Fortress 2? I don't know much about Team Fortress 2. I've seen, like, parodies. I've seen, like, anime, like, memes. I've seen some animations, and most importantly, my friend, who you may know him as Five Nights at Kohl's from my, like, Bandai video, I've seen him play Team Fortress 2. It was something. Whenever I don't ask him to be in a video, he's playing Team Fortress 2, probably. But yeah, I don't really know anything about Team Fortress 2, and I don't really play Team Fortress 2. But I know about Team Fortress 2, but I don't play Team Fortress 2. But from what I can tell, Team Fortress 2 is basically just one of those shooter games. But anyways, yeah. So, Fimnir is probably deserving of becoming a god titan like Slapshot, because I think I think it would be good character development for him. You know what I'm saying? He's basically the Anguirus of the Slapshot universe. He probably deserves it. And the best part is, unlike his siblings and every single one... I kind of hate the new Jazzwares plushies because the eyes are instead of Blue G. Well, I have the Jazzwares Freddy. I don't really hate the idea of the flat eyes. If anything, it's probably better. I don't know. The bulging thing is just, I don't know. I don't really care if the eyes are bulging or not. I just don't. I just don't think you know. I just don't think the bulging is as bad. I just don't think flat eyes are as bad at it. I think they're good. The Jazzware plushies are good. They're kind of like the Sanchis where they're like accurate. It's not a bad thing, you know what I'm saying? I don't think the flat eyes are bad. I feel like there would be a little bit more to like hating it though, like probably like just the way the plushies look. But yeah, I don't really think they're bad. I don't really think they're bad, man. Anyways, going back to like Monsterverse talk for a little bit, because that's what pretty much this entire stream was for in Monsterverse. I'm probably going back to like with the whole like Anguirus animation that I was talking about making a while ago. I'm making like an Anguirus animation that's like Anguirus before he died. And he kind of fights King Ghidorah a little bit, so he's gonna get like energy attacks so he can actually fight King Ghidorah. So yeah. Stuff like that will happen with that. Anyways, back to Slapshock. I really don't know what I got planned for the sequel. Like, if I ever do make a sequel, I don't know if the sequel's gonna get bet. But the Jazz Reaction figures, yeah, they are. I haven't actually gotten those. I want to get those, but I can't find them because the scalpers keep looking for them, especially the Endo series. Yeah, the Endo series looks good. I want the Endo series. But again, I can't find them because scalpers. Number one rule on this channel, we hate scalpers. You can't find anything. You can't get what you want because they're just gonna find them and take them and sell them on Amazon for like, no, sell them on like eBay for like $5,000 or something. Scalpers are the worst. And we all know it. I normally go to my local GameStop and I found a Withered Chica action figure. It was cursed. The jaw was not hanging. Dang. Man. I hope to eventually get the Jazzwares figures at some point. Maybe if they ever start selling them on Amazon, or like if I go to the official account to buy them. Yeah, it depends. On the scenario. How long have we been doing this for? Yeah, this live stream. I think this might end up being the longest one I'll ever do. I'm genuinely finding FNAF plush tutorials. Is that how you found this channel? Because you came in and said, hey, your FNAF movie Bonnie looks good. So did you watch like the tutorial? Yep. Well, I don't really do tutorial videos. That was kind of just like a one-time thing. And once again, I didn't make that plush. Someone else did, and I just bought it from them, and they were like, but it's not finished yet. And I was like, oh, okay, I don't care. I can finish it myself if you want. And he was like, okay, sure, why not? But yeah, I don't really make tutorials. I have a pretty basic way of making plushies. I used to just make them like, oh, I hot glue them together with the patterns and stuff. But nowadays, I actually sew them. If that, and at that, they don't even look like FNAF plushies. They just kind of look like my own special take on them. In fact, they look a little similar to how I used to make them. But, you know, the only difference is that it's not like it's an actual spearhead. Not like a flat circle. That's like the only difference I can like think with that. But yeah, but anything FNAF plush related, I just kind of make like I make the plush videos. That's pretty much it. I like doing plush videos. They're actually really entertaining for me. I really like the genre too. A plush video I really want to make is a Gameoverse plush video because I bought the kit plush. So a Gameoverse plush video might come out pretty soon. It depends if I have the time. And my busy schedule of just doing nothing. But anyways, man, we've been doing this for a while. I think we could just end the stream for now. And pretty much, I guess we're pretty much done here. So, see you all soon. Maybe I'll do this again tomorrow. I don't know. Even though tomorrow's not a weekend day. Even though today is Sunday, so I don't know. I'll probably do this again. I don't know. Probably tomorrow. Talk more about the channel and Slapshock and what I have planned for. Yeah. I hope you enjoy your day. And, subscribe, I guess, if you're new. And, Godzilla What Ifs will come out very soon. I just have to actually work on it. And, yeah, goodbye, everyone. Have a nice day.